Hello community, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk a little bit about why I believe the White House is wanting to put the pause button on stimulus checks or sending out more stimulus checks. Now I know we've talked about a second round of stimulus checks on previous videos. And I was under the impression, off of everything that I've read, we were gearing up for this fourth phase of stimulus package that would provide more stimulus checks to the American people. Now, I was reading an article yesterday from the Washington Post, and I'm not feeling that the White House is ready to do more stimulus checks based on what I've read in this article. Let me read it to you, at least a little bit of it. Senior Trump administration officials are growing increasingly weary of the massive federal spending to combat the economic downturn and are considering ways to limit the impact of future stimulus effects on the national debt, according to 6 administration officials and 4 external advisors familiar with the matter. While no one in the administration is advocating immediate cuts, the unease among senior Trump advisors about federal spending comes as the White House halts talks with Congress on additional emergency measures stimulus package to rescue a U.S. economy facing its worst crises in generations. So, it sounds like to me the White House is wanting to, like I said, hit the pause button. Hey, before we pass any more stimulus packages, especially stimulus checks, we want to wait and see what the economy will do when we reopen the country. Now, the country is starting to reopen state by state. Businesses are starting to reopen again. People are starting to venture out in public again. Here's the problem though. We have 30 million people unemployed. So what that means is we can reopen the country all we want, but if people don't have money to be able to go spend in these businesses, in these restaurants, at these retailers, if they don't have money to spend, why open? There's nobody coming in to spend money. Now, I'm all for us reopening the country. I'm all for those of us who want to go back to work and we have a job to go back to, then go. But again, I'm going back to 30 million people are unemployed. And of that 30 million, there are a large number of jobs that are permanently gone. There are mom and pop businesses, which make up the majority of the businesses in our country are mom and pop businesses. They are not reopening. They're not reopening because they don't have any money to reopen. See, these small businesses, they thought when they came out with the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program through SBA, the PPP, which is the Paycheck Protection Program through SBA. See, a lot of these mom and pop businesses were depending on getting some of that money. But what's happening is they're not getting it. The EIDL loan program through SBA is a mess. The PPP program is a mess. Why? Because your large banks are stopping people from getting this money because of red tape. They're trying to require these mom and pop businesses to have the same level of financial reporting, financial statements as Fortune 500 companies. And let's face it, guys, most mom and pop businesses do not have sophisticated financial statements. They may not even have a payroll financial statement where they can produce their payroll for the last 6 months in the format most of these large bank institutions want them to produce it in. So what happens is you put your application in through one of these large banks, red tape kicks in, you get discouraged as a small business owner, and then you just don't even follow up. And therefore what? You don't get any PPP money. So therefore you cannot open your small business. You're wiped out. You don't have any money. So we can go ahead and reopen the country, and we can wait and see from a political standpoint. But I can tell you this, they're going to be sadly mistaken. There are not going to be a lot of small businesses that are going to be able to reopen because they don't have any money to reopen. And if they do reopen, what's going to happen? You reopen your restaurant. Prior to the pandemic, you would open your doors on any given day, and if you can seat 100 people in your restaurant, then guess what? You were trying to seat all 100. Why? Because in order for you to even break even in your business, you needed to have a certain amount of people in that restaurant at all times in order just to break even. What's going to happen now is you're going to open that same restaurant, and you're going to get, instead of 100 people coming in, you're going to probably get 25 people or 50 people. Why? Because that's the way it is. If you got 30 million people unemployed in this country, which is basically 1 in 5 people in our country are unemployed, you're not going to be able to fill up your restaurant. Why? If you got 100 people that can go in there and sit down, if 1 in 5 people can't go because they're unemployed, you got 20 people in there. That's it. How in the world can you run your restaurant with the overhead that's associated with it when you can seat 100 and your revenue model is based on you seating 100, but you can only seat 20? You only, not seat 20, you only got 20 coming in because 1 in 5 people are unemployed in our country. So if you got 100 people that can go in there, only 20 are going to show up because those are the only 20 that got money coming in. So that's going back to why I know we need more stimulus checks. You know we need more stimulus checks. Why is the White House saying they want to wait and see? Why are they so concerned about the debt? Why are they so concerned about that? Well, I'll tell you why, in my opinion. My opinion is because they're more concerned with big business. They're more concerned with the wealthy. I will tell them, though, it is an election year. And as the people of this country, we have the ability to make our voices heard through our elections that'll be coming up in November of this year. What all of us should be doing is calling our senators, our representatives. We should be calling them, emailing them, making them aware of our situation. 1 in 5 people in our country are unemployed. 30 million people are unemployed. We can reopen the country. That's great. I'm all for that. Those that have a job to go to, please go to it. But those who don't have a job to go to, they're going to need help. And I know a lot of people are going to say unemployment. Let's face it, guys, like I've already said in prior videos, our unemployment benefits, state by state, are running out. And without a second, or whatever they want to call it, phase 4 stimulus package that should be coming out, but for right now they want to wait and see. Without that package coming out, being able to give additional aid to states, guess what's going to happen to those unemployment benefits? They're going to run out. They're going to run out quickly. Why? Because 30 million people are unemployed. And here's the sad truth. Everybody who has applied for unemployment is not getting it. Either they're getting caught up in red tape and they're not receiving any checks. I have people who are commenting on videos saying, look, man, I haven't received any unemployment. I haven't received my first $1,200 check, stimulus check. I can't get the EIDL loan from SBA. I can't get PPP from the SBA loan because red tape. Systems are crashing. Nobody's hearing my voice. Guys, we are in troubled times. We don't have a cure for this virus. We don't have a treatment plan for this virus. And now the White House is saying, hold up, pump the brakes. We don't want to give out any more money right now. Let's wait and see. Let's open the country back up and let's see what the economies are going to do first. We may not even need more stimulus. Guys, I just think that's a sad, sad, sad way to think. We need to put the American people first and not big business, not the wealthiest of the wealthy in our country. We need to put everyday folk in the front of our minds. And in order for us to get that, guys, we're going to have to make we're going to have to let people know we're here. We're going to have to contact our senators and our state and our representatives. You need to figure that out. If you don't know who it is for your area, Google it and it'll give it to you. Well, guys, I just wanted to give you my thoughts on no more stimulus. The White House is wanting to pump the brakes for 30 days, a month. Let's not go rush to approve anything right now. Let's give it 30 days. Let's give it a month. Let's see what the country does. Let's see if the economy reacts in the way we want them to react. And I can tell you right now, the economy's not going to react very well because we got 1 in 5 people in our country out of work. And a lot of those people don't have a job to go back to. They got no money. They're struggling. What we're going to start seeing happening is people not paying their mortgage, people not paying their car payments. They're not going to pay credit card payments. And then we're going to start having a huge default problem in our economy really is going to take a hit then when that starts happening. But they can prevent that. They just need to pay more checks. Pass a stimulus package that includes giving American people more stimulus until we can get this unemployment thing under control and until we can get a reasonable level of people back to work. That's what we need to be doing. Well, if you're stopping by the channel for the first time, guys, please consider subscribing, share the video, and smash that thumbs up button for me. I will continue to bring you guys stimulus updates, whether it be stimulus package or stimulus checks, on a daily basis. Until the next one, guys, stay safe, continue to love one another, and we'll get through this. Peace.